Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to MGTV. We're live and alive. Let's talk relationships. We're going to talk some real stuff right now. Going one by one, I want everyone to, introduce themselves,
My name is Alyssa. I'm a content creator, influencer, community leader, and we're here to talk about relationships today.
Come on. Kids, what you telling us, man? What you telling us?
Hey, my name's Makita. I'm founder of Mama's Kitchen, a street food business, and we're here to get into the treacherous streets of relationships.
Treacherous, right? Jamila, you telling us?
Hey
Renzo,
guys.
Els, the two Jades.
Hey, my name is Jamila. I don't even know what to say, guys.
No, you're good, man. This time my name is Jamila. It's fine, man. Let's give a little background. Renzo, talk about Jamila. Tell us a bit about what you do as well, man.
Okay, so my name is Jamila. I'm about to be an advocate on mental health. At the moment, I'm working with youth on self-worth, self-esteem, and I'm basically trying to make to raise awareness about single parents and how hard it is going through depression and being a mum, and also just raising awareness for mental health and trying to build young women to achieve anything no matter where you come from. And yeah,
that's it. That's what's up, man. Renzo, go and talk to us, man. You don't really have to give a background if you don't want to. You could just say your name.
Yeah. CEO of Break and Entering Multimedia Services. I'm here to give my 2 cents about relationships and that.
Come on. Els.
Yeah, and hello, my name's Els. I'm currently working within the finance industry. Just here to take part with and kind of talk about the relationships.
Yes, sir, man. Jade, talk to us.
Hi, everyone. My name's Jade. No official title. Just here to talk about relationships.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, miss. Jade, what's the other Jade? Are you here? I haven't seen your mic on me. Or you're here.
Hi, everyone. I'm also Jade as well. I'm a massage therapist, so hit me up for all your massages.
Come on.
I'm not gonna lie.
This is ready.
I'm in this chair all day. All right, back to
Listen. Who just timed out? Anyway, cool. Today we are talking relationships. Yeah. Who's better? Who's worse out of the men and the women? Are women just as bad?
men.
Who's toxic? What are we saying?
Jamila,
you're gonna say both. Let's go to Jamila because Jamila was quick to say man. Talk. Let me hear your reasoning.
No, I don't want to say for me, I think that we have a lot of broken men.
Okay.
So as we have obviously not all men are bad, but men do not make it better for other men in a sense.
Okay. Yep.
Just growing up and certain things that I've seen in certain relationships that I've seen or things that I've experienced in life, yeah. Men they will have something good at home and still go and cheat.
Okay, yeah.
They will have literally a man will imagine think about it, how hard it is, yeah, for a man to maintain a wife at home and maintain a woman on the side, yeah, all for all because he wants to go in between her crutches. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, do your thing. We'll refrain from swearing, but you can say things like that. That's fine. That's cool.
He'll tell you, a man will tell you whatever he wants to tell you. A man will live with his wife and tell you that how he's only staying there because he has no stay. A man will tell you whatever he wants to tell you. Do you understand? And I think as well, as much as men say women damage men. Men abuse women mentally and physically, especially like when you know that a woman's weak or she's been with a man before, or she's opened up and told you certain things. Certain man will play on it, and certain women are just like seeking love in any areas, so they'll fall for anything. But men, yeah, sorry, I think some men are trash.
Wow. Jamila's got a strong perspective, but Renzo saying, What Renzo, what are you feeling about this? What about her comments? What are you saying about it?
Nah, she's right. Like there's dudes out there that'll say that they're doing this for their family and then go out and like put his relationship with his family on the line. Now here's my question, right? Is let's say you have a woman who is damaged and you have a woman who has gone through these things, and she's put in a position where she goes out and finds a man. Isn't that the whole point of working on yourself, is to not let those things, to pick up on those red flags and to pick up on when it's time to bounce from the jump? Isn't that the point of going through those experiences and not to essentially repeat them again? Because the guy is gonna be the guy, whether it be you, the next chick, or the one after her. It's up to you, and the same goes for men when they're dealing with women. It's up to the person to figure out what they are and aren't going to tolerate. They can't just blame it on one person, on one whole gender, just because of how a few experiences went. Because I can say the same exact thing about women. Like I've had my heart broken. I've been cheated on the whole nine. Right. So I can say the same exact thing about women. If I went and did the same and went with the same type of girl I was just with, that's my fault because I didn't take the red flags into consideration.
Okay. I think it's not so much, obviously, when you're coming from a place of trauma and a place of vulnerability, no matter the gender, it's going to be difficult to decipher when someone is good for you or not. And not only that, you're especially when it comes to women, our desire to be loved, our desire to give love, our desire to be in that relationship sometimes overrides the logic or what we're seeing. And I don't think Jamila's trying to blame a gender, but what I've seen, especially from the conversations that I've had with men, is a lack of accountability. It's this whole thing of, do you know what, I'm a man, I can sleep with whoever I want to sleep with. If she's got trauma, that's her problem. She needs to make the right decision. And I feel that I should know, like Rhino, you're my brethren. If you know that sleeping with me is not going to add to me, you're not going to, do you know what I mean? Like, take advantage of that situation. Yes, I have a choice to do that, but also you looking at me as a sister or as a brethren. Like, I think a lot of guys see opportunities and they just capitalize on it. And then they turn around and then they're making comments like, oh, as a woman, you need to have a low body count, as this, as that. Okay, but you're perpetuating this cycle by being out here sleeping around with all these girls, you know, playing with our heart, try and finesse us. I think women try to finesse men in terms of money, yes, but you're not going to get a woman trying to finesse a man for sex. You're not going to get a woman lying to a man saying, I love you, I want to do this, I want to do that for sex. And I just think that everyone needs to be accountable, and if each individual, men and women, are accountable, it will make a better space and a safer space for relationships. But there's a lack of accountability.
Yeah, true.
Isn't that the whole point of a sneaky link, though? Like,
pretty much is to not take accountability. It's just to get your whatever fix you're gonna get off of it, I guess.
Right. And I've been in plenty of conversations where women are not, I only used him for one thing.
Absolutely.
And I've actually been in conversations with women who are my friends, and I have nothing towards them, that have boyfriends that have told me, okay, I went to this dude specifically for this, but I still love my boyfriend.
I mean, I will attest to that. Like, I have female friends, you said about the sex thing, and I have female friends that have guys that they literally just interact with only for that interaction. You get what I'm saying?
No, but can I?
Go on, Jamila. What are you saying?
Can I say something? I don't know about everyone, but for me, yeah, sex is not something that you can just sleep with anybody and have sex with anybody or have that attachment with anybody. But I don't know how it is with everybody else. But like where people say like, oh, you can have sex with someone and not get attached, or you can have sex with someone and it doesn't mean anything. Like I'm pretty sure that these people that are saying that they're having sex with this guy and it's nothing, has to mean something, because you're not just gonna give I don't know, like give yourself to someone because you want a bit of dick. Like it
I
doesn't
mean,
make
it's the
sense.
same thing for guys when guys cheat, though. It's like the guy doesn't necessarily have to be in love with the girl. She could just be a beautiful girl. She could be pretty. She could walk outside half naked. There could be something that's enticing about her, right? He doesn't have to be in love with her. He just wants to fuck her, you know. So
Yeah, but there's
it's
obviously
the same
some
thing with
emotion in
women.
it, not just like, oh, I just want to. There might be guys that just spot it. I know guys that will say, "Bro, I don't even like her," but they end up sleeping with her, and she might be sleeping with someone, and they're in their feelings because he actually liked her, but obviously in that moment he didn't think he liked her. So I think it's a lot of people will say they don't like people, but when you sleep with them, that attachment whole issue, it changes.
Yeah.
But that could be ego as well.
I was gonna
So
say,
Absolutely
that
ego.
could be ego with men. Like usually that's what they care about. They get so pressed. Like I find it funny. Like they get so pressed about someone having sex with someone else. They could even be cheating on that person themselves.
Absolutely.
But as soon as that woman does that, they go crazy.
Yeah.
So what? So what are we saying then? Because if I have to dissect what everyone's saying, yeah. If we look at the men that let the reputation of other men down because of how they want to be in those situations, doesn't that kind of blur out the fact that women can be just as bad? And we sometimes just focus on the fact that men are normally the bad ones. So doesn't that help the women that are the bad ones kind of be not really get that kind of attention that the men will get for it, kind of thing?
No, because you guys can sleep with how much people and not get a reputation or anything. You sleep with a couple, oh, she's a whole, did you hear about her? Nah. You man don't even try to talk to her, Like a boy can spot.
Do you think that still exists, or I think that
maybe
I think it's
10 years ago.
No,
yeah,
that
I think a lot
100%
changed.
exists. It still exists. Like, if you heard all this stuff about body
It's
count,
just that
it
we're not
definitely
in that
exists.
environment anymore.
Do you know what it is? A boy can lie today on you. A boy can lie today on you and be like, bro, yeah. And all of his boys are going to believe him because that's your boy's word. Do you understand?
Right.
But then I can say the same for a girl. If a girl goes to her friends and says this and that about somebody to all her friends are going to believe her too.
Not necessarily. Yeah. But man,
it's not glorified amongst women the way it is amongst men. Like you guys go and you're like, yo, bro, like I just scored that, like, and then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna do that over there. Like, yo, my dog is just, I'm sorry, but like you guys get what I'm saying. Like for you guys, it's like sport almost. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like sport. For women,
I think that's changed now, though. I think that's changed, man.
You know?
I think that's changed.
So
go on, Renzo.
So yeah. There's been plenty of times where the boys are like, "Hey, bro, oh, you hit that, yeah, bro, da da da." But can't we? Isn't the counterpart to that women with dudes and their best friends? If the dude don't want him, they go straight to the best friend, or if they don't want the dude, they go to the best friend. Isn't that the same exact thing? Oh, y'all in group chats talking about I'd rather mess with his friend than him. Da da da. The same way we're just like, hey, that joke, just hit it. That's exactly how
looking like,
that's
good
point.
One voice, ladies. No,
that's not. Because I have never heard about that, Renzo. That must be American or something.
American. Come on, man. Come on, man. When we want to say our point, you've never heard of it, but as soon as it's y'all's point, it's like y'all all agreeing and shit. But as soon as it's our point, you've never heard of it.
Any woman, any real woman, any high vibrational woman, even if she's just sleeping around. Let me just put it like this: like even first of all, what's the saying? You don't shit where you sleep, right? So like you're not gonna. women are very, your homeboy could approach, this is the difference between women and men. I'm gonna tell you right now, okay?
Go on then.
Women
Talk
can
your
get
shit.
approached. Women can get approached by all your homeboys, but if she likes you, she's not giving none of them play. She's really only focused on you, right? So even if your homeboy is the first to approach her, if she peeps you, her eye is on you. So you're gonna get that interaction with her. Guys, right? No, guys have to go through the whole friend group to figure out which friend they like. You understand what I'm saying? Women already know who they're, fishing towards. Men, if it's presented, they just run through it. If it's a line, they gotta go through 1 through 6 before they get to 7, and they be like,
all right, let me ask you something. Wow. Let me ask you something, Calissa. Yeah, that's the point. Based on the point you've just made, where's your factual? What's your well, how are you so sure that that's how men think?
Oh my god.
No, because you have to.
Cousins,
think about it.
This is what they're saying. This is what they're saying, Rhino. Like, I'm having man tell me that the reason why they sleep with so many people is because men don't have as many options as women. So as soon as they get an option, they're jumping inside that. This is what I've been hearing. Like, all these guys are saying that. This is their argument and their justification behind having no standards or level of self-control.
So basically, some of the guys that because I know you like to put up like quotes and stuff on your Snap, and then you get loads of responses and whatever. So some of the responses you've had from guys is that they basically say they have no options, like women have options, so they just do their thing. That's basically what you're saying. They say, yeah.
Yeah, like, and I stream as well. So I've got like a lot of guys saying this. They're like, women are the gatekeepers. We need to keep our legs closed. They're free to basically do what they want. Like, this is what they're screaming.
That must be a UK thing.
Going no, I'm going off what Alessia said, yeah. What I can say is, like, I know a lot of men where they're in what you would perceive their relationship to be very happy. Like, you'll see a wedding invite and you'll look and you'll think, oh, this person's so happy, they're having a great relationship. This guy is cheating on that woman like a dog. And his boys all know it. He's in the group chat and he's talking about this. Whereas when it's a female, if my female friend tells me I'm cheating on my man, I'm gonna be like, what do you mean you're cheating on your man?
Right.
Like, what do you mean you're sleeping with? Like, what do you mean you're lying, you're deceiving? If you want to sleep with other people, leave him. Be honest. Be honest, be real, be true to yourself. It's not glorified amongst women. In general, it's a certain type of woman, whereas I feel like for males it's more acceptable, whereas for women's, we're looking at you like, why are you doing that? It doesn't make sense.
It's almost normal for men.
But then again, go on. Who's that? Jamila?
A boy will have you around. You could go. A man can have a wife, and everyone knows about this man's wife. He can take you out. Everyone's like, oh yeah, you all right? They're making it look like you and him you've not been together for years. These times they go to his wife's house on a Sunday, eat with her, then they chill with you and act like everything's normal. When you're gone, he's bringing someone else. Men are wild. I've seen it all. Literally, you guys, wild.
All right, you know what? Yeah, Els.
Let me give you an example.
Go on.
Let me give you an example.
Let Jamila finish the example, then I want to hear from Els. Yeah.
I don't want to say too much, but
now, Els, let Jamila finish her example, then I want to get your standpoint. Yeah, go on, Jamila.
So
let's hear about this baby shower.
Baby shower the other day, and he has a baby mom that he's with. He lives with the baby mom. So my cousin's baby mom's girlfriend came to his baby shower, the girlfriend, so he's with his baby mother cutting the cake, and the other girl that's pregnant for him, she's come, and all my cousins were like, oh yeah, this is our cousin, this is us. Mama's big. I was like, I don't know her from nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Because I really didn't know the girl. They was like, ain't that your cousin? I was like, no. They was like, but your cousin said it's your cousin. I was like, no, I think that's his girlfriend. Everyone turned around and was looking at me like, Jamila, what are you doing? And I was thinking, she actually had a cheek to come to her
baby shower. That's crazy.
Side man's baby shower, pregnant,
Oh my
and
god.
just be acting like she was our cousin. And
What?
all of his friends were agreeing with it. Like, everyone was just chilling. My brother was all like, hey, welcome to the family. And I was just like, this is sick.
No, that's mad.
Like,
That's
and everyone was
That's
crazy.
just
a
so
welcome to the
comfortable.
family.
That is
Like,
crazy.
stop.
Yo,
Wild.
She
All
was,
right.
she literally,
yeah, let
she was with us cutting the cake near his baby mum's thing
Oh,
with us, taking pictures. This time she's going to be baby mum number 2.
All right.
It's
Quick
wild.
question on that. Yeah. So the female that attended, and
Yeah.
you've called it a side thing. Yeah. Just so that there's no words taken out of my mouth. Yeah. His side thing has come to the event, the function, the baby shower. Yeah. And but what's her position in the guy's eyes? Is that his current girlfriend, or like what is it? Like, 'cause I want to understand the context of why she
Well,
was so
she
confident to
thought.
come
Well,
there.
she. Well, she. I don't know what she thought, but obviously the baby mum came to us and was like, "Oh, is that your cousin?" I was like, "I don't know her." They were like, "Yes, it is
Oh,
your cousin. Do you remember?" And there was winking and winking. And I was thinking, like, give me the mo. But she obviously, she probably thought she was the proper wife. These times, he's having a whole baby with someone else.
so that's not, is that her fault then? That's not her fault then. If she thinks that
it
she's
is her
something.
fault. It's absolutely
But
her
why
fault.
would you
It's
still
Taz
saying that?
and the baby
According to
father.
Renzo, it is.
How?
Renzo said
Yeah,
you
but
need to
why
Okay,
change
would
your
you?
wait.
Okay,
plans.
after you found out what you found out, and you was cutting
Yeah.
the cake, and you saw them kissing and all these stuff. Why did
Oh,
you still
so
say?
okay. So I've misunderstood. So the guy is still meant to be with the mother of his children, basically.
Yes, he was with
Yeah.
her. They were
Okay,
cutting cake,
and they were
rubbing
kissing and stuff.
belly,
Okay.
everything. Rhino.
Oh, okay, okay,
She's
okay, okay, okay.
treacherous. She's treacherous
Nah,
as well, though.
Yeah,
Absolutely, and
Very
that's
that's the
that's
treacherous.
worst.
nasty.
That's the
he's
worst
playing a
type.
dangerous game.
I'm gonna.
Innit?
And all my
From what
That's
cousins
she
were
how
like,
people
"Yeah,
opened,
end up
welcome to the
dead.
family. We heard about you." And I was thinking, "Nah, this is all dangerous."
but
Yeah,
you,
that is crazy.
That's
but
That's how
wild.
people end up dead, you know.
It's not the most outlandish shit I've ever heard, but that's pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Els, let's get some of your perspective. What are you saying based on all the different points you've heard, my boy?
I think that is just a wild story there, and it's actually just made me think of something real quick, and that is for men it is different. Yes, there are some men who act in a way which bring down the reputation of other men, but what I find is that women do exactly the same thing, but in a more sly way. They can get they manage to hide it, and I know someone said earlier in regards to they'll pull up their girlfriends if their friends are telling them that they're cheating. But what I've seen personally is the girls' friends will tell them, go get the bag, go do what's good for you, go do this, go do that. So really it's it's a group of both men and women who do it. That's the first thing. So second of all is that when what women can hold as power is children.
Yes.
As men, we don't know we're the father of a child unless we've got the DNA or the child is a spitting image of us. I know women who have told man that the child is theirs. They put their name on the child certificate, and it's only when they're getting the divorce they then bring it up as ammunition and be like, oh, the child ain't yours, you ain't seeing the child anymore. And then women wonder why men act in a certain way, but there's so many more layers to it that when a man's heart's broken or they don't have the trust in women anymore, how should they act?
Yeah, touching on what you're saying, it's made me think of something as well, because when you watch films or when we're just having general talks about relationships, I feel like you do see the scenario of, oh, but she's going through stuff, or she's had a mad past. So, like, for example, you know, when you watch them films and the female's doing a craziness, like she's kind of sleeping around or she's playing between two people, I feel like it is easier for females to support her and feel like, okay, maybe she's going through something, she's had trauma and stuff like that. And I think it's easier, it's more overlooked for a guy to think, okay, why is a guy doing this? What's his issues? What, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say, because they're like, oh, we're not defending defending the guys, but you know, it was kind of what Keith said earlier. Like, guys take what they feel is accepted, right? What they feel whatever they can get, right? Because not a lot of women, even the worst of the women, some women think that they just deserve. They're unrealistic about their expectations, right? So men are constantly trying to live up to an expectation. And I think that the conversation that doesn't get spoken about a lot is the peer pressure that men have on their back from a really young age, whether that's to sleep with a girl, to get their first girlfriend, the baddest girl in the room, or, you know, from adolescent, men are just kind of cultivated, like their minds are just like that way of like the way you measure a part of measuring your ego and your success is by the women that you obtain, you encounter with, you know what I mean? So to some certain extent, it's not all on the men, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, I deal with women on a daily basis, right? Women are no better. It's exactly what he said. We're just smarter, and women do things a lot in a more sly type of way. At least when men do things, I think that men don't do things out of emotion, and I think that's what we need to start realizing. Women do everything out of emotion. It's different. You get what I'm saying? Men don't really. You have to. Men will cheat, and then it's not until they lose something or something's taken away from them where they feel that repercussion, right? As to a woman can be going through the worst shit in the world. She can be mad at her spouse, but her cheating for the first time is very emotional still. It's overwhelming. It's somebody else coming into her space. Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree with what Alessa's saying. I'm not saying that men don't go through trauma, but men are being raised in a way of conquer women, go out there, like dig it in her belly, all of this stuff. Like, this is what men are being told. So it's not. Is it really out of trauma, or is it out of?
Who's telling men this, Michaela?
Yeah, who?
I don't know. I'm saying maybe it's your friends,
Rappers.
maybe it's the older males in your life, but you guys are basically told to, you know, sow your oats and get gal and do your thing and
so
all
what
of that
about
type of stuff.
what about them songs? But pum 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 and my thing clean and all of that. What all of them kind of?
Yeah,
what message is that spreading as well?
I understand that, but do you know what I've noticed? I've noticed that women have started to emulate men because I don't know
So it's
if
a
it's like a
man's fault that the women
competition.
are like that.
There's a lot of masculine women. She's right.
I'm not saying that it's men's fault, yeah, but even me, like, I remember when I was younger and like say I'd start seeing a guy and me and this guy would be seeing each other and then he'll tell me like he's not ready for a relationship. But he'll be doing everything that a relationship entails, but he'll be telling me it's nothing, it's not that deep, it's sex. And emotionally, I'm confused. I'm like, but you're acting like I'm your girl, you're treating me a certain way. So in order to protect myself, I'm like, I'm gonna detach my emotions from this situation. Because that's what men must be doing, detaching their emotions from whatever they're doing with a woman. So now you're getting women that are like, F these brothers, I'm gonna do them like they do us because I can't protect myself otherwise. I'm gonna get finessed. I'm gonna get used. But
is that a justification though?
It's not a justification. That's why I was saying both parties need to take accountability. Like, we all need to try to be the best version of ourselves, and we all need to lead with love.
Though. That's what it is, though. The best version of ourselves. You just said it. There's a caliber of person that we're talking about, right? So yes, low vibrational, unhealed people do these type of things. But there are happy people that get to that level of healing and self and understanding, and they find other people who understand. And so I just think it also it's who a lot of us like to wear capes. We're attracted to other people's trauma, right? It's a distraction. We love to fix things, or we like to be there for people, right? So I feel like a lot of it is our fault too. Like, instead of looking for healthy attachments, right, we attach ourselves to the most unhealthy things possible. You know, even with all the red flags. I don't know, like, you know
what? Yeah, go on, sir.
No, you get them how you lose them, right? So if you're with a cheater, you can't tell me if you're with somebody, right, or let's say you're friends with somebody for like 10 plus years, whatever. You went to high school with them, whatever it is, your best friend, whatever. And their whole life they've been a womanizer. Their whole life they've shown you nothing but whatever they've shown you, right? And then you go ahead and you get into a relationship with them, knowing that they're still unhealed. They just got out of a relationship 6 months ago, whatever. You get pregnant. What was your expectation? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what did you expect that the person was going to change for you? I think that expectations really is what creates the toxicity in relationships. That's why they say that it's called unconditional love, right? No matter what a person decides, you unconditionally choose to love that person for who they are, accept them, blah, blah, blah. That's within their trauma, whatever. I could let you go, love you from a distance, whatever, right?
And to kind of add on that, I have a question, right? Like, when it comes to kind of how Keys was saying, some a man and a woman, they're not necessarily together, but they're doing relationship things. But there's that understanding in both and what they got, that at the end of the day, if they ever needed any, I mean need, not want anything, it probably even want, but need, they can call each other. He can call her and she can call him. I'm not saying anything, but if a tire goes flat, right, one of them needs the other person's help. Boom, they're there. They're on the stuck on the I-95, or on the highway. One of them is there. Oh, I need this for this month. Oh, I can't make ends meet here. They know that they've got each other. And is that not a good thing? Is that not a healthy thing?
No.
It wasn't like that for me, Renzo. The exchange was sexual. That's where, when you have a need, that's where the need is supplied. Anything outside of that, it wasn't. No, he wasn't there. And that's why I got to the point where I was like, I'm not going to have one man that's going to pleasure me sexually and then have to go to someone else for what I need. If I want someone to be able to pleasure me sexually, they need to be there for me emotionally. Otherwise, what's the essence of even sharing this with this person?
So
yeah.
And that's how you're a smart woman for that, because you know that you're prioritizing what you need emotionally over physically. You know that you need somebody who's going to help inspire you in your goals. You know that you're going to need somebody that has goals, you know what I mean, other than just pleasing you sexually. But you've also got to think that there are women and that don't care about that. They only want to be pleased sexually. So when you talk about that type of man, I mean, I'll say as a man, shame on him for not having those type of goals. You know what I mean? Because I think as a man you should. But is that's somebody else's, you know what I mean? That's somebody else's, oh my God, I found the perfect guy because he pleases me sexually, because they're both not doing anything. Is that an unpopular opinion, or do you get what I'm coming from?
I understand where you're coming from, but I think a lot of these situations are from a place of trauma, are from a place of escapism. It's not from a place of wholeness. Like, and I think the issue is that we've devalued sex. The most, sex is supposed to be like where you're vulnerable, where you're intimate, where you're naked, where you're fully yourself. And the thing is, people are having sex with people and we don't even know if we're adding to their trauma by having sex with them. Because you're having sex with someone, you don't even know how they want sex. You're grabbing their neck. You don't know if someone else grabbed their neck in that way. And do you know what I mean? So I think and that's what I wanted to say. I think, do you think that people who have not dealt with their trauma and are going through like mental health or issues, or they haven't got to a certain stage, should be entering into relationships or even casual relationships?
Not at all whatsoever. I agree with you on that.
No.
There's just so many things that go into it, because there's one night stands, there's boys and girls going out to the clubs, meeting each other. They got drinks in their system, yada yada yada. They get chatting it up. They go back to the crib. Some people have gotten married like that, and people have, you know what I mean. You've also got the other hand where check boxes are checked for 30 plus years and then they get a divorce. You know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword no matter which way you flip it. So that trauma could be 30 years from now. That trauma could have been that night they met at the club. Nobody's ever going to know that.
Absolutely, man. Sorry, let me get into a comment here. Yeah, someone's written, women can have you raising someone's child and take you to court for child support. That's for
I mean, there's
Mark, yeah.
no lies detected.
I can't even
I
laugh.
mean,
Why is it
Wow,
like-
there's
I'm
no lies
wow.
done.
right now.
It's not
I'm
even
just catching up on
funny.
the comments now.
It's not funny, but it happens. It happens a lot.
It actually does happen.
Yeah.
It's so sad though.
No, it's really sad. Do you know the
But
men?
can I say something? You know, it's a trauma, yeah? Remember, yeah, sex energies, yeah? You can
Yeah.
have sex with people. You're picking up people's energies as well. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So also, like, sex is, yes, it's exciting, enjoyable, but if someone has proper traumas, yeah, and you sleep with them, bro, like there's times where people's energy shift.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel it because of all the traumas, the
Yeah.
attachment. That's why I feel like a lot of people as well that are damaged, they attract damaged people because they're
Yeah.
damaged. You understand?
Well, the
Yeah.
war between empath and narcissist. You know, like
And also as well, like sometimes, and I say it as well, like you can have like some people can be like sexually attracted to someone in such a way, yeah, like they're actually just sexually attractive, but other people could take it another way, like, oh, he wants to be with me because he's doing so much. But you need to remember as well, like men will do a lot for fanny. Like they will do a lot for
energy
like
demons.
crutches.
Yeah.
And the same, like, because I've heard boys say, bro, I've been broke and I've gone and I've took out rentals. A man's had to go shard and not have money, all
Whoa,
to
whoa.
sleep with girls. Do you
That's
understand?
Whoa.
that's so backwards, bro. Like that.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't
we'll
mess
Because you
get
need
with
to
we'll
remember, like,
favorite.
obviously growing up, yeah,
yeah.
obviously you have brothers, you have cousins, you need to listen to conversations, and you're thinking, bro, is this how much you man have to do for fanning? Like, this is wild. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Jamila, we'll get back
Where,
to that, yeah. Sorry to cut you off. I think Lee was gonna say something just before
yeah.
you. We'll come back to that, yeah, because I haven't really heard much of what Lee's been saying.
No,
Lee, what
sorry,
you
I was
telling? Yeah.
picking up on the comment about the paternity test.
Yeah.
And I'll just
Oh
basically
yeah, the comment from Ty,
yeah,
he's saying 32% of paternity tests are negative results, meaning the so-called father isn't the real father.
yeah. No, because I was just saying that it's sad that they have to go through that. And what about the fathers who have been paying like child support for like 16 years and child not actually theirs? Do they get reimbursed? What happens? 'Cause
No, of course not.
do they just take that?
Nobody cares about that.
No, can I just say something? Yeah, because this
My bad.
relates. This relates to the accountability thing. You know, men saying that they don't need to be accountable for who they sleep with. And an example that I used, I said, what is more important, the soil or the seed? Like without the soil, the seed cannot grow. Without the seed, you cannot bear any fruit. So there's no point of saying women are the gatekeepers. Yes, women are the gatekeepers, but if you leave that sole responsibility to a woman, then you're putting your seed in that woman's hands. So if she aborts your baby, if she raises your baby a certain way, you may not even know who you know, if it's your baby or not. So as a man, in terms of like that level of responsibility, you have to know who you're sleeping with, because you're giving away your power.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
giving
like,
away your legacy. You're giving
can't
away
get
your
pregnant without
seed.
you.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I understand that, yeah, 32% of paternity tests are negative results. As a man, make sure you know what you're doing.
All right,
Because
let
the
me
woman,
say something on that, yeah. You're saying, yeah, as a man, he should make sure that he knows what he's doing. But if a guy's done something with a female and she's now telling that guy that, look, you know what, I'm having your child, and she's lying, why? It's this conversation is very interesting because I've got a lot of females in this chat right now, so I'm feeling a lot of the estrogen. You know what I mean? We need to put some
bro.
we need to put some testosterone back in this conversation. Yeah, listen, yeah, because one of my points I've got down here is double standards. Yeah, what I seem to realize from this conversation is that I feel like when it comes to a guy and a female, I feel like somehow I'm just getting justification vibes when it comes to a female and men. I feel like if we do wrong, we're to blame. If the female does wrong, the guy's to blame. I just feel like there's no like. At the end of the day, who's worse? The female lying that this guy's a number A is her out of A and B, A is the father, and A is not really the father. But then now the guy has to take accountability. What that's mad.
That's
The
not what I'm
female,
saying, Rhino.
She wouldn't have
That's
to
not
take
what
the
I'm
blame.
saying. I'm not saying
That's
that.
not accountability. That's
I'm not
not called
saying
accountability.
about the lying is okay. I'm
but
saying
why are
that
we not
these
focused on the line? Why are we going straight to the accountability? That's how
no,
I want to
You
no, the
focus
slept
on
with
the
lying.
her.
problem, innit?
You
Right.
slept
Okay,
with
the
her.
lying is wrong. The lying is wrong.
Yeah.
Just the same way, like that woman
Mhm.
can't really complain now having to
Mhm.
raise a
Mhm.
child by herself if she does have to raise a child by herself because
Yeah.
she got herself in that situation. So I'm
Yeah.
saying both people, everyone that's involved is going to have consequences to their actions.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying that the premise of the whole issue is that these things are a byproduct of irresponsibility on both parts.
Okay. Yeah. I
That's
agree.
it. I'm not saying that it's a justification. That's wrong. That's evil. Like that
Mhm.
don't make
Mhm.
no sense. But I'm saying if men are gonna say that the accountability is on the woman, then when the woman takes it into her hands, you can't, complain. But if you're taking responsibility yourself and a woman does that, that's just crazy. Due diligence is important when it comes to relationships. Know who you're sleeping with.
I
So
feel. Go ahead.
sorry,
No, go ahead.
because we're really stuck on like the sleeping with stuff, right? But can we like talk about like let's get real, okay?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right? So you're married to somebody, right?
Yeah.
And like, what if like you have a certain a relationship in general, forget I said married, relationship in general, you have a certain dynamic about how relationships are, right? So you get into a relationship with a girl and you're like, yo, like this girl should cook for me, this girl should clean this girl should, like, you have you have a minimum expectation of what a woman or the type of woman you want in your life, right? Like, so I don't know, I guess I guess like if those expectations aren't being met, right? Like you can really like a person, but you don't have to really necessarily like what they do, right?
Mhm.
So you kind of like seek those qualities outside of your basic relationship that you're already in, but you love the person that you're with. You just kind of don't love what they do. I don't know. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
stay,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
look for that like outside. You get what I'm saying? So you stay with the person that you're with, but you're
Mm.
getting that satisfaction outside of the relationship. You're getting that fulfillment outside of the relationship. And then if you have someone who's okay with that and knows your situation, which you guys call them trifling, I think treacherous, right? Was the word you guys used for the cousin, right? Then it's even worse because now what it is you have this dynamic of you can have your cake and eat it too, because the person you're fucking with is not going to tell on you, right? So you're getting that fulfillment, and then you still get to keep the person you're with until you're just tired of the bullshit and you leave. So I feel like fulfillment kind of leads to cheating too, like
I think
and then
it goes back to like what Keeds was saying. Sorry to cut you off. In terms
no,
of
you're good.
knowing knowing setting your boundaries with what you want. Because remember, she was speaking about the fact that she knew she couldn't get everything she wanted
Right.
from somebody, so she made sure that it ticks all the boxes. Otherwise, she's not going to go there. So what you're talking about is the people that basically just pick some of the stuff that they like, and the ones that go and get the rest of the stuff
like
elsewhere.
what happens when you
Yeah.
go to your spouse, right, and you tell them your favorite color isn't blue anymore, now it's green, or today you ate meat, tomorrow you don't, like how do you adjust, like how do people react to adjusting within their relationship to keep their partners happy?
Oh, okay, I see where you're going.
You understand what I'm saying? Without
yeah.
Because if you come to your partner and you're communicating, hey, this is what this is what this is, and nothing's changing, then can you really blame the person for stepping out and seeking fulfillment somewhere else?
But then wouldn't you kind of come to an agreement where it's kind of like it's not working,
Yeah.
you just kind of have to move on, because you staying in that relationship is only going to hurt both of you. There's no point, because clearly none of you are fulfilling what each other needs anymore. So you basically just go out and just...
It's just you though. the other person's fine. You have this conversation, they don't want to leave you. You talk, everything is fine.
You
to the
gotta
spouse,
go.
Yeah,
You gotta do
right?
what's good for you.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So at some point, right, a lot of people stay in relationships because of the emotional investment. So at what point does it
Yeah,
become
that's
a
toxic.
conversation?
Yeah.
Right.
That becomes toxic because you end up resenting the person because you're not happy with, and you're getting them to change. You're trying to get them to change so you can feel better, but they're fine. They're good with how they are. Listen, if someone's good with how they are, they ain't gonna change for you. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And the issue is we get in relationships for now, for what we like now, for who we are now, instead of getting into a relationship with the person that you're evolving to become. You need to look at a person and say, 5 years from now, when I've evolved to this level, is this person still going to be the person that I'm with?
Yeah.
Some people
And
don't have
usually
that vision.
it's a hell no. It's a hell no.
Yeah, but some people don't have that vision.
How do we know that? Because a lot of things can happen in life, circumstances, grief, like financial things, anything. A lot of things can change the dynamics of how a person's character was gonna be, you know. So how do we can't tell that, you know. I don't think we can, because even for someone like me, like, I never expected to lose my little brother at the time I lost my little brother. Do you know what I'm saying? And that changed me in loads of ways, and I didn't see it coming. So that's just an example of life, kind of things that life throw at you that can change the dynamics of your character, or just life itself. Life is full of surprises in general, whether it's grief, whether it's a financial situation, a new job, or something. Your environment as well. Your environment can change you. You can move somewhere and it's the people around you. Do you know what I'm saying? Influences and stuff. So
absolutely,
I think in a perfect world, we can sit here and say, you know, we need to try and vet who we're going to be with, and we need to kind of see the future and see where this person's going. But yeah, I know. I think it's hard, man. It's hard.
It is hard because these things happen in the matter, as quick as a minute. You know what I mean? Like, and what I mean by that is, imagine, you have 2 kids, you're with this woman forever. Not even 2 kids, you're just with this woman forever, and you guys lose a house, and then she over here crying about which bags you want to buy. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go to the bar real quick to clear my mind. You keep looking at bags. You go to the bar. You meet some chick who's got her own crib, who has her goals that, like Keith said, we're looking at the now. All right. So my now that I'm in now is the house that I'm losing. And this, now she has a house. She looks like she has goals, yada, yada. We get to chatting. I go back home. Now I'm thinking, but I done put mad work with this woman. I done did this. I done did that. What constitutes me going ahead and talking to her and being like, hey, I don't think this is going to work. Now I'm the guy who left you because I couldn't afford a bag.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie, guys. I feel like this is why the sex thing, chilling with the sex thing is good, because it distracts us. Sex distracts us from, say you had to chill with a woman or a man, for 3 months. You lot ain't kissing, touching, whatever. If you don't like that person, you definitely ain't going to be around them for that period of time. And I understand that life changes, like life makes you see things differently. But at your core, Rhino, you're still who you are at your core. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if she liked a bag before, if she was you can always see certain things about people. Do you not ever look back on a relationship, and realize that before you were with that person, there was a sign of what that person did when you got into a relationship? There's always a sign, but we just don't see it. Like, we overlook it because we're so focused on, I don't know, maybe it's the desire to be in a relationship because we're human beings. I don't know, but I just think you need to take your time to make sure who you're getting with is the right person.
I think it's that we both understand that we're human beings, and so we ignore it at that time, not thinking that it's going to become a bigger issue down the line. Because oh, she's human being, that's just going to be one of her icks, yada yada yada. You put that to the back of your head, and then that thing has just been nothing but building for the past 5 years, and then it comes down full swing. So
but sometimes I think it's delusional as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because go on, Alyssa, you say something.
I agree. It is delusion. We build our own perspective of people, like we take it, and like, you know, even what Ren said, we take it and we're just like, you know, you can be better because we're human, right? So we take how we are and our heart and how we would act, and we just kind of think that, okay, well, that person's going to reciprocate that, or that person's going to be like that, without really seeing the full spectrum of what's actually the situation.
Yeah, no, 100%,
When
100%.
said something earlier.
Yeah, go on.
When said something earlier, like, and I hear where she's coming from, because okay, cool. Like, have you ever you've gone back in a situation and you know a situation wasn't right for you, yeah? But at that time, it just seems comfortable. Like, it just seems like, okay, this is for the moment. Do you understand?
Yes.
But you know for long term, this is not someone you're going to see yourself with. Do you understand? But sometimes as well, we're very delusional. We're like, maybe if we change this can work. Or nah, if I help him, or if I help him better himself, then maybe he'll be the guy that we want.
No.
I feel like sometimes as well,
where I was gonna go to.
I don't know if you remember you saying this. My mum always used to say, you can take a boy out the hood, but you can never take the hood out of a guy, yeah? And mum always used to say, you think you can turn these road boys into like husbands and men? And I'd be like, yeah, trust me. Do you understand? But eventually you always kind of notice, yeah, like you will always be like, no, I should have listened, or there's something.
Yeah, that's the point I was gonna go to next. It's like it's difficult, man. There's obviously the delusional part that plays a part as well, where obviously we go to accountability and stuff. You need to kind of realize what the red flags you saw, and you know, make sure that you actually follow the red flags and act accordingly. And then there's also the part as well where people are growing and people can change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People are gonna make mistakes. There's gonna be things in a relationship where as a couple you grow with, you learn from. You know, okay, you know, at the start of the relationship, everything was good. 1 year into it, maybe you're not listening to your partner as much as you used to, or you're not paying attention to certain things that matter, that used to matter when it was in the first 3 months. And then obviously with conversation and communication, you can work on that, you can build. So there's obviously the fine line between growing in a relationship, learning each other, compromising as well, you know, seeing what you can do better as a person both ways as well. And there's also trying to be realistic as well. So I think it's very important we, you know, try and look at the difference, and whether it's a red flag, your heart's always going to tell you the right thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they say love is blind. So
love is
that's going to,
blind.
you know what I mean? So yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But what I wanted to talk about, what was I going to say again? Yeah, I was also going to mention, as much as you can be with somebody and then maybe that person's changing, I feel like it can happen the other way around as well. You can be with somebody and you start to change, and what you see in your partner, what you want in the partner can change as well. What do you do then? Are you going to sit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have been happy, you know, with the female you're with, or vice versa, the guy you're with, and then your expectations and stuff changes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a job happen or something, you know what I'm saying? So, sorry, what was you saying, Jamila?
I also think society, people's opinions, like, because you know, you always have a friend that you go to, yeah? Like, there's always people that are going to go through things, yeah, and not tell you about their relationship and be like, oh, you should leave, or you should do this, yeah? But really and truly, they're going through so much in their own relationships.
Yeah.
Do you know as well? I feel like a lot of women, like, not just women, I feel like as well, when we come to relationships, we share too much relationships with outside people.
100%.
That is a big influence in our relationships. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you're in a relationship with someone, you can never explain to someone how someone else makes you feel, because only you and that person are in that relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
So now when you're trying to convince everyone, no, he's changed. And it's also like when you go to your friends and you say, oh, guess what? He's a dickhead. He's done this and that, yeah?
Right.
And then you go to him and be like, oh, guess what? Today he bought me chocolates. Today we had a good day.
No more.
Everything that you've told her about all the good things,
you messed up already.
they're already messed up because you've already told her all the things that you lot have been going through.
Yeah.
Now she's made her own opinion.
Yep.
And as much as you're trying to justify, oh, he's changing, because you've already let people know in the beginning, like what you're going through, all the things, they've already basically made an opinion. And that's like, now you're looking at other people's relationship, comparing it to like, why don't he do this like my man should? He might not be as financially stable as my man. Why is he not going out his way in the beginning? There's so much to it.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Part with that, like your man might not get flowers and stuff, but you'll see another girl getting like loads of flowers and stuff, and you're applying so much to your man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media
It's tough.
Yeah.
hard
Yeah.
expectations. Even though
Because, for example, God forbid that I say this, yeah? I was talking to some boy in jail, God forbid, like, this is when like, guys, we'll just put this out there, yeah? And one time my present came, I think it was Valentine's Day. They were like, bro, I swear that you're getting more than some girls on the road. And I was
It's
looking
true.
at her thinking, you're getting everything outside, and I'm getting all these objects, and you think like we should be comparing.
and
But I was just thinking like, obviously in my head I was thinking, oh, this is all cute. And she's like, I haven't even got a card before. And I was thinking, this is a whole relationship outside. You're telling me you've never got a card, you've never gone nowhere. Like, what kind of relationship do you have?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
just know
man.
that, and I was saying it's a difference as well. When she was comparing it, I was saying boys in jail, they have more time because they have nothing to do, because they're in a cell. So what do they really have money to spend on? Do you get it?
Yeah. 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 Society plays a heavy part. Society influence, that's what makes these situations very difficult, whether it's a friend that's going through something and she's basing your relationship based on how her relationship's going, or just even if that person's not really in a relationship and she's based what her perspective of relationships is based on what she sees on TV or what she thinks is right, and vice versa with a guy and whatnot. You know what I mean? So yeah, society is very difficult. What I've kind of gathered from this conversation is a lot of what we've all been saying it, but it's a lot of what Makeda said as well. Accountability, and just us as people just accepting the situation for what it is, being realistic. I think we need to be real with ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what we need to. That's what I think. That's what the motto of this conversation. People, we need to be real. We need to start being real. When we think our friends are going wrong, male or female, we need to keep it real. Whatever we want. And I think another important point is communication. I think communication is 90% of the reason why relationships break down, whether it's business, friendship, companionship, or whatever. It's funny because I think of the memes. When you see the memes where it's like the guy's facing one way and the female's facing one way, they both want to talk to each other, but they're both being stubborn. Just little things like that. I think in the context of that meme is basically it explains how life is, and we have to also look at things like being stubbornness, pride, all of that stuff as well. So number one, I think we need to be real with ourselves, and number two, we just need to communicate and be honest with each other, because I feel like communication fixes everything if it can be fixed, and if not,
communication.
Say that again.
I said if there's communication, because we have to see from our sides too. There are people who are great communicators who do try to communicate, who do reach out, who do the work, and it sucks to say this, but because I've been there, so I'll speak from experience, right?
Yeah, go on.
You go through the infatuation phase. You're like, wow, this is great. It's new. It feels good. It's whatever, right? And then you do get to the communicating, and communication's easy when everything is fresh in the beginning, right? But then you get to a certain level where like then it's comprehension, because people just start to kind of put their trauma onto you and stuff like that, right? And you try to communicate, you try to seek closure, you try to understand. You're always the one making the effort, and you wake up one day and you realize, wow, I'm enabling this person. Like, at what point do you? I think the real conversation on the other side of the spectrum is self-love. It's
Thank
when
you.
do you learn to set boundaries for yourself,
Yeah.
right? Because self-love can be for anybody. Love relationships in general, relationships don't have to be romantic relationships. They could be with your parents, your kids, whoever, your teachers, any relationship you hold in life. You get what I'm saying? So what I explained to some people, it's funny, I had this conversation earlier, but when you set boundaries for yourself, right? It doesn't matter what type of relationship it is. If that boundary is being crossed, that boundary is that's your fence. That's your no, you can't cross this, right? So it just comes down to every relationship. It's gonna come back to self-love. How much self-respect do you have for you? How much dignity do you have? If somebody loves you and they care about you and they want to change for you, they're going to put in that effort, and they're going to do it 10 times more when you remove yourself out of their energy. But if you constantly are pouring into somebody, you're constantly trying to save them from themselves. It's not even, you're trying to communicate, you're trying to do all the positive things, but they're not receptive to that. You have to choose you.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I agree. And I still think it boils down to communication, because once you set your boundaries, you need to be able to communicate how you feel and whatever. So I think based on what you're saying, communication has to go both ways and both sides. We need to learn to communicate better. Yeah. Yeah, go on, Jamila, go on.
And I was saying as well, because I was saying the other day, like I was talking to my friend as well. Sometimes you need to learn how to walk away from things, even if it hurts you. You need to learn how to walk away.
Yeah.
Because I've been in situations where you can love someone so much, but if you're not okay in yourself, you can also damage that person.
Yes.
Because the way you're unhappy can, obviously your energy reflects on people. Do you understand? And you could see, like
definitely.
I was saying to my friend the other day, you can see yourself like arguing with people, building, like, because you're unhappy, you're putting all your trauma, your past relationships, everything on that person. But when you're telling that person that it's not even their fault, or you don't know why you're acting like that towards them, they're probably thinking that you're crazy because you're saying you love them, but at the same time you're hurting them, or you're getting them caught up in your traumas now when they have nothing to do with it. But because you're past, or they're treating you, like some people can be treating you such a good way, but because you're not used to get treated this way, you're gonna think they're gonna hurt you, or you've got your boundaries up before. So obviously you could be in such a beautiful relationship, but because you're so broken,
self-sabotage,
you're stepping away from it.
Sabotage, kids.
Yeah, and another thing is that I want to say, like, I don't like when people want you to heal them. I cannot heal you.
Yeah.
People need to understand that just because you're in a relationship, that does not mean that that person is going to heal you. A relationship, before it's a collective, it's individual.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what Rhino was saying, where, you might find yourself changing. That means that maybe you don't really have a full understanding of who you are, because I believe that as people, we're continuously going to evolve. But if you have that understanding of self, that self-love and all of that stuff, then you're going to know you have to be real with yourself. I wasn't real with myself before. And I feel like relationships also help you to know what you want. So you might think it could be something as little as, like, for me, this is a big thing for me. I don't want to be in a relationship with a man that can't cook. I don't, because when you're cooking for 6 months, a year, and you're the only person cooking, that type of stuff does my head in. I can't deal with that. That's already my job. I don't want to come home and have to cook for a man as well. I want someone who's proactive. I didn't realize that that's what I wanted. I got into a relationship and it's like, there's chemistry, there's love, there's this, there's that. But when it comes to things that you actually need, you got to be real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself and get with someone who's very loud, or someone who can't control themselves around people. But you're like, it's all right, it's not that big. No, that same thing that you thought was a little deal is gonna become a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I learned that. I think I learned that
Yeah,
ignoring, especially being in a long-term relationship. I'll speak from that. Absolutely, I can tell you that there are things that bother me today that never bothered me 10 years ago. It could be the way how heavy your feet are on the floor, how you slam the front door, or the microwave.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
things that maybe 10 years ago I was just like, maybe I didn't even hear the microwave. I didn't even notice how heavy your feet were. I never heard the front door slam, and if I did, oh, it must have been an accident, like. Now
yeah.
10 years later,
To go
ready to
to,
set
to
a
even
fire.
to touch on that point, yeah, it's interesting because we spoke earlier about things changing and expectations and things changing. So I feel like there's one thing that kind of is important to focus on, and like tolerance. I think tolerance can change based on how good your relationship's going. When you're happy and everything's going well, you can put up with certain things and just see it as a pet peeve, and okay, that's one of the things my partner does that I don't like, and vice versa. So I think tolerance is very important to kind of focus on, and I think we have to be fair with tolerance. We can't just not tolerate something just because it's not going well. We need to kind of try. It's easier said than done anyway, to be honest.
Right.
But I think it just boils down to being real with yourself and just knowing and communicating with each other, and trying to work it out and be realistic. But I want to go to I can't remember who said it, but it reminded me to ask Jade. Jade, what's that film you told me about? So basically, there's a film, and the female was with a guy at first. Or Jade, I don't know if you want to explain it, because I want to touch on it. It kind of goes off a point that someone said.
It feels like it sounds like Temptation.
No,
Is
it
it
was
Temptation?
Sex Life. Hey, that was mad.
Yeah, explain it. Give it just to the people that are following, Jade, and let me kind of go on a point that I want to talk about.
So it was a series on Netflix. So the general gist of it was she was with a man who fulfilled her sexually and emotionally, but they weren't compatible. So he didn't want to take their relationship to the next level. He just wanted to keep it where it was. So she ended up meeting another man who wanted to marry her. So she married him. They had 2 children together, a well-established relationship. And then a couple of years down the line, she ran into him again. And it's like all of the feelings that were there from before came flooding back. So there was a lot of like sexual tension between the two. They never actually slept together at the beginning, but because the connection between them was so strong that she ended up going behind her husband's back emotionally and having an emotional affair with the man before ended up leaving her husband to be with him. But then they never got together because but the general gist of it is there was a strong sexual tension between her and her ex, which made her leave her husband.
Yeah. Can I also add that I think something that you missed is that her husband wasn't fulfilling her sexually. Her husband wasn't fulfilling
and then
her
she was
sexual
trying
desire.
to teach him, and it just wasn't the same.
He wasn't like he wasn't adventurous and stuff like that. Not just with sex, but in general. He just went to work and came back, and the kids and all of that, basically.
So I
feel
that's
like she went with the safe option.
And didn't he try to kind of fulfill her needs at the beginning? So when he kind of found that he was fantasizing like about her ex and stuff, when I think he found something that she had been writing, he tried to change, but it still didn't fulfill what she needed.
Yeah, he was acting weird though. I feel like he was acting weird when he was trying to do it. Like he was.
It wasn't genuine because it wasn't.
I think it was.
I feel like that's another reason why people cheat.
People and not actually changing like for yourself, because you're trying to fulfill someone else's needs, but it's not actually you, and it doesn't come across as genuine. And it's like you're forcing something where like you're not really giving what I need.
Exactly.
It's like boys, that will say they got good girls at home, but they want to freak outside. So there's gonna be girls that are gonna rock their boat, gonna eat their bum crack, whatever they want to do, but their wife might not do. do everything they want to do. And there's a lot of girls that will let you spit in their mouth and do whatever they want, but your girl at home might not be that girl. So you obviously are getting aroused by outside. And that's a lot of why a lot of men, because God forbid that I say this,
Wait,
yeah.
Jamila. Wait, Jamila.
Rhino's like, hold
We are
up.
talking about the female that was looking for something. We're not talking about the guy right now. Listen,
Hey,
yeah?
Jamila brought
Don't,
it back.
listen, don't go anywhere, Jamila. Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen. We'll get to that, innit? Because we want to kind of be fair and talk double standards, but I want to get into a bit of this. You know, is it wrong? Is it wrong what she's doing? What do you guys think about what she's doing? Like,
Yo,
But if
like
you're
is
not
it
getting
fair? Is it
satisfied,
fair?
you go
be
somewhere else
fair,
and get satisfied, innit?
No,
Okay.
it's not right. She shouldn't. Do you know what the problem is? And this is what people do. This is what women. I feel like a lot of women do this. We settle. We
Yeah.
lie to ourselves.
We
We
absolutely
go with
settle.
the guy that doesn't really please
Comfortability.
us aesthetically. He doesn't excite us, but because it's safe, or because like I used to do that all the time. I used to be like, looks don't matter. I only want personality. No, I'm not into that. Me want looks and personality. I don't want this personality. I'm sorry. I don't want that. Because when you lie to yourself, yeah, you're gonna have an internal battle eventually.
Yeah.
Because your true self is gonna want what it wants, and there's no point of getting into that situation. Like, yes, nice that she had her beautiful kids and all of that, but it was a madness.
Bro, sex is so important, okay? And I don't care. I don't care. I am that person,
I'm
and
just
I've had
giving you
people.
lot tread carefully because I'm going to pick some point. I'm about
I
to pick
know.
some points,
So,
but go on.
yo, I've had no, because I've had a
Yeah.
lot of people tell me, like, I've heard it from a lot of different perspectives that sex isn't everything, right? And hear me out. I hear you. Fine, whatever. Speak for
I'm
yourself,
listening.
right? Sex is everything. Sex for me holds like even what Jamila said earlier, like you don't just go sleep with anybody, it's an emotional connection, right? So sex for me holds weight when I'm feeling disconnected from you, or I'm having a bad day, or I'm stressed out. I don't shut down sexually. I want to engage in that emotional connection. I want to feel that. I you know what I mean? Like, sex is important. So I think for this little show scenario that we're talking about, right? It's funny to hear it be a show because it happens a lot more often than we would like to admit. Like, we absolutely do settle. I think settling is like our number one thing, especially because what you said, it's safe, right? But what happens when you settle and then you meet somebody who like really fucking sparks your soul, bro? Like, the passion is there, everything is top tier, right? Like, you have a connection with this person that like you don't even you're like, yo, am I fucking a god? Like, it kind of feels that way because you're just like, you're so used to what you already have, right? And like, I mean, even when you have different sexual experiences and stuff like that, not everybody touches your spirit, touches your soul the same way. So sometimes when that sexual energy is thick, that sexual energy is heavy, that shit is hard to ignore when you're at home not getting what you're trying to get. And on top of that, you're trying to explain it. You understand what I'm saying? So is she wrong for cheating? I'm going to say yeah, because obviously the deception part of it, right? The lying part of it is what's wrong, right? But at the end of the day, that some shit just you can't ignore. Like, some feelings are just really that potent. They're that strong. Like, those urges are just that strong. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
She never lied, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
So that's even better.
She kept on being honest with him like every second.
No, so that's even better then. And then that comes down to being realistic.
Better. I don't think it makes it better, but
it
to
does.
be honest, I think
does. Honesty does make it better because
it's truthful. She didn't deceive.
Yeah, no, that is good. And usually men are not honest. Like, I feel like that's the difference. True.
I don't know, like growing up for me, right? I dated a lot of girls growing up, like women, right? And I wasn't really the best. Like, in my adolescent, I didn't care about people's feelings or anything like that. Or you know, I really just was out here doing whatever I wanted to do. but I was always honest. So people still were attracted to me, male, female, whatever. They were always attracted to me because I was always honest about whatever my current situation was. You understand what I'm saying? So even if I had a girlfriend and I was cheating on my girlfriend, I was honest about why I was cheating on my girlfriend, regardless of if it was right or wrong. It's about being honest. You get what I'm saying? So at some level, does it make it right? No, it doesn't make it right. But if people are gonna fuck with you while you cheat, I know it's funny. I know it's
You lot are listen, listen. You lot are capping. You lot are capping. Now, let me stop the cap. Earlier on in this conversation, yeah, we spoke about men are the guys that are honest and women are the sly ones. Now you guys want to sit here and tell me, it's about honesty. Wait.
They are sly.
Alyssa, did you not say that? Did you not say that men are honest?
Because they're smarter.
So you lot all clicking your fingers at a point, but she said the same thing. So wait, so wait, when a guy, let me not say weak, I don't speak for all guys, yeah.
Right.
When a guy is being honest and doing his thing, is it right? Where's the line? Because
I feel like
it's better. It's better.
I don't think you're straight. A guy's not gonna straightly be like, yeah, it's only you I'm fucking, unless he's proper bait or he's just trying to hit. He's not going to.
Listen, the last guy that I was with was married. The guy lied to me, told me he was divorced. Me find out him have a whole wife. And you know what he said to me? He said if he didn't lie to me, he would have never got with me.
Yep.
That's wrong.
I'm not gonna lie, I was lied to too, but I'm not innocent. I can speak from both perspectives, so
yeah, that's also that's what I'm saying.
People lie. Like
it's very
both ends of the stick.
Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard because
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
You know,
obviously, when you're in a situation where you're not serious with a boy, you always think to boys, I'm not talking to other boys because you're not serious with anybody. Do you understand? But that's not lying. That's just saying, well,
I'm not serious about anyone.
Right.
It's not that. Do you get what I mean? But men will fully tell you, nah, you're the only one I'm piping still. Like, you got man. Like, these times, you know, he's leaving your house to go somewhere else and tell someone else the same story. But he's obviously knows, because not a lot of girls are going to agree to be side chicks. Like, only now, side chicks are norms. Before, you was embarrassed to be a side chick.
Absolutely.
Now you're in parties putting your hands up. Yeah?
It's true.
Right. Who's the side bitch?
Yeah. Now people are waving.
So what? So what, yeah, is the fact that the guy can be honest. So wait, so you guys hold on, I think my AirPods are there. Give me a second.
You said it.
Oh yeah, it's back. Listen. Sorry, I don't know if I was talking over whoever. Yeah, sorry, my bad, my AirPods cut out. So what I just wanna straighten up something. So you guys are saying, yeah, it's cool if the guy is at least honest. I just want to forget the context. I'm just saying.
I think it's better. I think it's better when you're honest. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's much better. Be honest.
I think the honesty is a cover to make you feel better for cheating on the other person.
It is.
No. I'm not.
Turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I cheated," but at least I told you. Like,
not in that context.
Right to.
Not
in that context, JD.
To let the person have their decision. That's the problem. That people want to take. Like even this person that I spoke about that's getting married. Yeah. His wife has no idea. Like, she's about to get married, and it's like you're gonna walk down the aisle, and you've been
That's crazy.
Listen, that's how people go crazy. You see, if a man made me walk down the aisle, made me carry baby for 9 months, and then I find out that you've wasted 15. Listen, you best just take me to prison now. Take me to prison.
I felt like that after 3.5 months, but we're not going to talk about it. Because
some girls actually go crazy, yeah? Some girls actually go crazy because men actually will make them feel like you're the only one and everything, yeah?
Special.
These times they're in whole relation. Imagine going to somewhere, yeah? Seeing the man that you think that you're in love with, he sleeps at your house, everything, and he walked in the room with another girl and everyone just like, oh, that's his woman, you're going to feel like a dickhead.
Ego,
Like you're actually gonna feel like
Yeah, the embarrassment.
Do you know what?
alone.
Man, they got a lot of confidence to cheat. You know,
absolutely.
I feel like women,
much.
we don't have that confidence yet. Yeah, but
No,
it's
you gotta
coming.
come seek us out of our
It's
space.
coming.
No, but do you know, I feel like, God forbid I even say this. You see, girls, yeah, if we're gonna cheat, we're not gonna cheat on the doorstep.
No,
We're gonna
not.
we're
definitely not
cheating
gonna go to
6
the
towns
doorstep to cheat.
away.
We're
Under
not.
We're taking them out. They're going to North
Oh.
London. Someone you don't even know that.
Alive.
Listen,
Wait.
Jamila, tell us more about this. Tell us more about this doorstep. I want to hear some more about this
No, because
North
okay,
London and
I'm not saying like God
educate
forbid
me.
this is like before, innit? Obviously, when you're talking to a guy, it's on YouTube though, Rhino.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. We're live right now.
Anyway,
We're live
God
right now.
forbid,
Don't
yeah,
go
sorry,
anywhere.
guys.
Stay. We're live. We'll stay there.
So obviously, for me, yeah, obviously when you're talking to a boy from South and everyone knows who you're talking to, you can't just be trying to talk to one boy from like other boys from South. You gotta go talk to people out of ends because no one don't know
Oh
him.
my
You
God.
can't be.
She's
I'm
a
not.
high
I'm
risk.
not. I'm not saying
It may
it's
not be on your
acceptable.
doorstep, but the world is small, so they may
Yeah,
just learn from
like,
it
and
anyway.
also as well, yeah, you can't put your eggs in one basket.
No, you can't.
You can't put your eggs in one
Okay.
basket.
Okay. All right,
You have to
girls.
make it
You know
make
what,
sense.
though?
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the same way you have options, why can't I have options?
Just
I'm gonna still play wife.
Talk the things. Talk the
I'm still
things.
gonna play wife. I'm gonna be everything you want me to be. But just know that I still gotta keep my options wide open.
All right, cool. So, women don't do it on the same doorstep. I live in South London. I'm gonna do it in North London. Let me keep my options open. Same way you can do it, I can do it too. Yeah. Okay. So what?
I was gonna ask you, do you know any strippers?
Do
Do they all strip in their hometown, or they like 2-3 towns
I'm
away?
so sorry.
Just for gas. Like, I don't know.
Oh my day. So wait, do you guys agree with what Jamila's saying?
I don't.
I want to. Do you agree? Do you
Me
agree with what
personally,
Jamila's
if that's
saying?
what she wants to do, that's what she wants to do. But me personally, if I'm in a fully committed relationship, I'm not doing all that. I just rather be single and do my thing, honestly. Like,
But what
I
is
can't be
committed?
bothered.
Because you can have a ring on your finger and he still be out. What is committed? Like, I'm so sorry. I've seen people in committed
but at least
relationships,
you're
15, 16
I mean,
years.
if I'm making a commitment, me personally, if I ever say I'm gonna be your girl or whatever, then I'm gonna try my best to do right by that person. And if they're doing me dirty, like, we just need to step away from each other because I don't have time to waste. But if it's a situation where it's a casual relationship, I can do what I want. I don't have no
Exactly.
commitment to you. Like, it goes both way with guys and girls. You can do what you want if you're in a casual relationship, but once you sit down and you say like you're serious, then be serious. Otherwise, just step out of the relationship and
can't be
stop
in a
wasting
casual
people's
relationship.
time. Or else be in a open relationship like Will and Jada.
I can't be in an open relationship either.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So, based on kind of, obviously, we're going to start wrapping up soon, and the next podcast, I want to transition into the more of the double standards talk. But just to finish off from Jamila's point, that was leading to Makeda's point in terms of drawing the line. Once you get to a certain stage, I'm going to stay committed. Jamila, when you mentioned the points you mentioned, was that based on the fact of it not being as serious yet, and you're just
No, because I'm not sorry. Like, I don't think it. From obviously in that time, of that sense, it wasn't serious. Like, yes, we were getting to know each other. Yes, you said that you was going through my man. We were still kind of developing something, but I wouldn't say it was committed. I would just say we were just trying to find ourselves in that relationship, and we didn't really know what we was gonna do. So I don't think I had to be loyal to you because there was no you're mine
there was
or
no
I'm yours.
title there.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys think about that? When there's no title, do you think a female should be free to do what she wants when she wants, and when she lives in South London, she goes to
I
North
do.
London and all
I
that.
believe you
Yeah,
can
right.
do whatever she wants
Uh-huh.
still. Just like
Go
the
ahead.
man can. You can do whatever you want to.
No.
Okay.
No.
So,
Absolutely
I don't
not.
think
go on,
so.
Alyssa, go
No.
on.
You
Go
are
on, Jade.
talking to me. You are
Yeah.
engaging your time with me. You are texting me all day long. You think you could call me whenever you want. We going out. We spending time together. We're doing all of that shit together. I shouldn't have to ask for your loyalty. It's kind of common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel. It's kind of common sense. Like there's a level of respect. Like so you're playing in my energy just so that you could do whatever you want. You could just do whatever you want without being in my energy. Period.
Yeah, and it's a bit selfish as well.
I don't know though. The way that she explained it, it didn't seem like it's serious. So why does she need to?
But
do
if it's not serious, like, see, I'm okay. Now I'm that person.
Then
if it's
what
not
are you
serious, then
doing?
what's the point? What are we doing?
Yeah.
No, but it's listen, like, and like I said, in that relationship, it developed from a friendship,
Right.
like very close friendship, into that thing. So at that stage, I felt like we didn't even know if we were. Like sexually, we thought we were attracted to each other, but I feel like more times, I don't even know what it was, but at the end of the story is I can't just sit here and think, oh, it might happen or it might not, because
So you
I
had
have to
sex
keep my
with a
options
friend.
open.
Basically, you had sex with a friend.
Friends
and
with
then you were in,
benefits.
like limbo. You're in limbo, not knowing if it's gonna transition into something more or not.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
by
I don't
talking to
see
other
any.
people, then you're not allowing that relationship to get to where it might need to get to, because you're splitting your focus.
But was
So
you
how
talking
do you
to
know
other
that if you
people
didn't focus on
before?
that guy, it wouldn't have went in a certain way?
But
What? Sorry, you said, is he doing what?
So how do you know that
Go on, Jade.
by splitting your focus, how do you know that you weren't jeopardizing what you and that person could have had? Because you're not putting all of your attention into blossoming that friendship into a relationship, because you're spending half your time talking to someone else anyway.
But I'm saying, was she talking to people before? Because if she was already talking to people and then she got involved with her friend, that's kind of different.
Yeah, but then you're sitting in limbo and you're in limbo, but you're not focused
No,
on.
but if you're already talking
It's the
to,
same
so it's just
principle.
like, all right, cool. Because obviously you have guys as friends, you have things like
Right.
you never know if something's gonna turn into something. So what am I just gonna do? Wait until someone says, "Oh, they're ready," and then what? No, I'm gonna talk to other people out there, and if we're supposed to connect or communicate or whatever, it will happen eventually.
Damn, that's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. Respect to you, but that's kind of tough hearing that, because like for me being on the other side of the spectrum of that is just like, wow, like damn, like I could really like you, like we could have been friends for 10 years, we're fucking, like we're going out, we're hanging out every day, and like what?
You're just
Like
talking to someone else.
like somebody,
Is that
right?
what it was
Like you're
though?
just
Was
spending
you
your
going
time with
out
somebody
every
else.
day? You lot are
That's
making
tough.
it sound.
That hurts.
You lot are making it sound like it was some amazing relationship.
Yeah, no, you're making it sound like no. I can understand if I said we were next door neighbors, then we were best friends, then we end up being lovers, mates. We started talking, we were friends, we built a relationship. We didn't know if we wanted to be together, and it we still talk to do today, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I just think that there could be another guy that could have my interest as well, and I'm just waiting on. I don't know, but that's how I feel. Like
But that
I'm.
sucks, because like what if one of you likes each other more than the other one, and then like you're already dating somebody else, and then like things just become so mixy and messy, because like now you're just like, oh, this guy here, because you left your options open, but like the other person's like really taking their time thinking like
This could go somewhere.
this could go somewhere.
Jamila, did he like you? Jamila, did he really like you, the guy?
Whoa! Well, we stayed together for 5 years, so
What did you say?
we carried on talking for like 5 years. We still talk to today, but it's just lies.
So the guy liked you, but you wasn't feeling it.
So that's called
So basically,
friend zoning.
you slept with your friend and you slept with your friend and just realized it just ain't that anymore.
I'm done.
Friend zoned him.
It
And
happens.
you just stayed in the friend zone.
No,
Yeah,
because
done.
no, guys, I think you don't even understand the connection we have. Yeah, our connection as friends. Like, if we don't talk, we're like, oh, we're lost without each other, whatever. But it doesn't mean that I can't explain. It's just complicated. It's a lot.
I get it. It sounds. I understand. Complication. I get.
Yeah. It's I don't know. This conversation is very interesting.
I was trying to defend you, but wait.
It's giving me.
Do you know it? Have you ever felt like someone's your soulmate, but they're not supposed to be your soulmate? So that person, you have that attachment where you have the love for that person. You'll do anything for that person, but you just know that you and that person are not supposed to be together, but you can't be without. I can't explain. Wild.
I kind of understand what you're saying.
That sounds like a timing thing.
Like,
you feel like a
right
compatible,
person,
but
wrong
it's just not the
time.
right time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Timing thing.
Like, and as
I mean,
well,
I had somebody say that shit to
well,
me, and I didn't believe it. But I mean, the more I'm listening to you guys,
timing,
growth as well, 'cause I feel
confusion.
like every
I
time you
don't
stop
think it's
talking-
timing. I don't think it's timing.
Oh, you don't think it's
You know,
timing,
the
Makeda?
only
What
way
do you
that-
think it is?
You know what it is? Like, every time you stop talking, yeah, it makes us want to talk more, or we're like, oh, we actually like each other more or something. But it's just like, it's a developing thing. I don't ever feel like it's, I don't know.
It might be comfortability. You know when you're just comfortable with someone.
Yeah, but then that goes back to leading and gaslighting. So like, you're not gonna tell the other person, yo, like, you just make me comfortable. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so devastated. I'm just like, no, this is not okay. Gaslighting is just, it's so terrible, yo.
I don't know. I guess I'm looking at it from a different view from you guys, because
No, yeah, you are.
I'm a bit confused right now.
You're on the other side of the spectrum.
What is there someone that can help Makeda's confusion?
Like, I don't get it. Like, you're basically, okay, from my understanding, right? She is already actively dating people. She and her friend end up having sex. Then her and her friend don't know if they're going to take it further. She continues to date other people. I don't, like, I'm confused.
That's
No,
fine.
not date. Talk to other guys. Not like date, but talk to other people.
As long as you
like,
cut
not
off
sleep
the
with other
attachment
guys
with
or
the
that, but
friend,
talk
right?
to them out. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't talk to other guys, but we weren't in sexual relationships. Like, do you understand?
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, but cutting off that emotional, like, okay, you slept with your friend, you know, you're in limbo, but like, while you talk to other people, like, you cut that shit off, right? Like, you don't continue to entertain it if, like, what you know what I mean? Like,
why is the friend sleeping with? For me personally though, if you're my friend, you're my friend. If you somehow manage to sleep with me, just be satisfied with that. Like, don't expect anything else. I'm a bit confused.
She said, yo, you didn't be happy.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you even expect me to change my life? Because if you my friend and you really truly felt that way about me, that when we sleep together, then we should be together. Because we're friends, we already know each other. What's the problem?
I don't think friends should sleep with each other, period.
But I'm saying, if you do sleep with that person, since we're such good friends and we already know each other, and now we've slept together, if we're supposed to be together, then surely you should just let me know and we should be together. Otherwise, what am I doing with you? It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, the relationship, I think we all talked about it. It's really gray. It's really black. It's really white. It's a lot. It's colorful. There's fucking colors that we ain't even ever heard of. Yeah.
Coming like another season of Sex Life.
Yeah, because, and we talked about it earlier, like, especially like with society and talking to your friends about, everybody's reaction when you tell them that you're going through something is, yo, just cut it off, right? And we all know that it's not just as simple as, yo, just cut it off. You know, like.
All right, cool. if you're saying it's not just as simple as cut off, why do we get onto the guys that keep it real and say, you know what, I just want to just do it. What we're doing now is what I want. Why is that such a problem then?
It's not, and that's about being
It's
honest.
not.
Some people just want that. Some people just want to have fun. Some people just want to fuck around. Some people just want to do what they want to do. It's just about being
And what
honest.
okay, so what about the guys that haven't committed to you fully and then they're sleeping around but get cussed for sleeping around because they're not sure what they want to do yet? Because according to you guys, when a woman, well, I don't know, one or two of you at least said that it's fine if she's not committed yet, she's allowed to do her thing. She's not in a relationship, so can the guy do the same? Yeah, oh, another testosterone, yay!
Yeah,
Let's go.
him.
Listen, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out that double standards exist. That's all I'm checking here, because I'm hearing a bit of females are allowed to kind of do something, but when a man does it, he's a dog and woof and all of this stuff. You know what I mean?
It's not even about being allowed to do something.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it's what the guy is promising the girl and what expectations he's
here we
giving
go.
her.
Somebody said it. Say it loud. If you want the
It's
bag,
about your intention. What is
Right.
your intention on both sides with the
Because
female?
people will
Intention.
whisper all these sweet nothings to
can't lie.
the
so like
girls,
if you want to have
sleep with
fun,
her,
I better
and
know
then
you
get
want to have
confused that
fun.
she's catch feeling.
Exactly.
Oh, go on,
Honestly,
fams.
See if today women are worse than guys. Like, let's just leave it at that. Women are worse than
my
guys
God.
of today. Do you know what it is? I'll be real. Guys used to be terrible. Like, do you guys say it? But women started to kind of play guys at their own game. Now they're worse. I promise you, bro.
What do you guys say about that?
Guys used to have more to offer, and so did women. Now
I
what
just
do they
think
have to
that's
offer?
I think that's cap. I think some women are worse than guys, but in general, men are still worse, and they're getting worse.
Do
you know what? Do you know I don't agree? Do you know I don't agree?
Fams don't agree. Tell us.
You know, I don't agree, yeah.
Go on.
See, right now, the day and age that we live in, yeah, a man, like, I'm not saying a woman doesn't need a man, yeah, but right now, you could justify for me, a woman's probably the most powerful thing we can have in the world right now. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah,
Agreed.
In terms of
big up the powerful women.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because
big up
men,
yourself.
as men, we don't really like to really speak about certain things that we go through in life. Do you get what I'm saying? So I might not be able to speak to Rhino about certain things, but my woman now, and Rhino, same thing for you. You might be able to speak to your woman about certain things, bro. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So for us, I feel like a lot of it, you have to understand that sometimes, like, a woman's our safe place. Do you get what I'm saying? Because men don't really, as men, we don't really like to talk about certain situations within each other. As where women, some women are more, a bit more open to each other when it comes to certain situations like that. Do you get what I'm saying? But us as men, that's what I'm saying. Women are very, very important to us. Not to say that's justified why men cheat and stuff like that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But again, yeah, that's
But if that's
my
the
view.
case and you
How
hold
is
women
that?
so highly, why cheat in the first place?
No, but
Why, when you get to a certain point,
vagina.
why start looking elsewhere?
It don't make no sense. You lot can't open up about real stuff, but you can have a million group chats talking about vagina.
But you're talking like that's from experience. Cause I ain't heard that.
No. But I'm saying
The thing
you
is,
lot can,
do you know what it is?
can talk about what you want to
Let
talk
me show you
about.
something. Let me show you something, girl. Men cheating and women cheating is two separate. They're two different things. Yeah, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Women, and I don't want to hear that women don't cheat with emotions involved. That is cap.
Sometimes they don't.
That's cap. That's big cap.
I don't know,
I
Let's be real.
actually agree with Femmes because it takes a lot for a woman to cheat on her man.
No, but I
Exactly.
agree.
Okay.
And there has to be a lot of
Let
emotional turmoil
me
within the
ask you, ladies.
relationship.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you, ladies. Yeah, even if your relationship's going wrong, yeah, one thing that I've always seen in women could be mentally checked out, but they're physically still in the relationship. Guys can't do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Women do that. Just what I'm saying, because women get more emotionally attached in the relationship. So if a woman does cheat on you, it's going to be worse because of the emotional side of it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that. Alright, cool. If I go and cheat on a girl here, like, do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. Do you get what I'm saying? Randall, you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean.
Preach,
There's
Pastor
a more
Firms.
emotional attachment in the cheating that when women cheat, and that's just facts.
But listen,
But it still doesn't justify men cheating.
It might be the reasoning behind it might be emotional, but are you trying to say that women can't have sex without detaching their emotions? Because some women can have sex and
Not
detach their
usually, not
emotions.
without some
No,
sort of
I'm not
trauma
saying I'm not
or
saying in a generalization. I'm saying there are some women that have the ability to do that. A lot of women these days are emulating men, are acting like men. So
So it's our
it,
faults then,
no, I'm not saying
basically.
it's anyone's fault. I'm just saying we're
no.
we're trying to be like
I'm
men. So I'm
joking. I'm
saying
joking.
that means that some women can cheat, and it doesn't have to necessarily be
Wait.
emotional.
Actually,
Me
no. What I'm saying
personally,
sticks. No, wait, Franz. 1 second. Sorry, Makeda. What you just said is you're trying to be like men. So are you basically trying to say men are cheats and women are trying to be like men? You're giving us a title that men are
No, I'm
cheats.
talking about everyone screaming that men can have sex with no emotional attachment.
Okay.
And
Yep.
I'm saying
Yep.
that women are trying to be like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
They
oh,
right.
I can
Okay.
have sex
Okay.
with this guy and it don't mean shit. So I'm saying
Okay.
if
Okay.
that's the case, and men are now saying that women are being like that, then that means that women can also cheat in a relationship and not have an emotional attachment.
I
It
do not.
has to be
Me
Okay.
across
personally,
the
I don't. But
board.
this is what I'm saying. The reason why I don't agree, yeah, is because you have to. This is just what I'm saying. You have to look at how women are in relationships, like how you feel as a woman in relationship. Like you have. Okay, that's one thing we could all agree here. Women are more emotional in relationships. That's facts. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know about that. Some of these
It's
Well,
men
it's
are
it, but it's
acting.
true. That's a
Some of
fact.
these
you'll
men are
be
acting real
surprised.
emotional, you know.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not saying that men are not emotional in the relationship, but I'm saying you. Okay, let's look at it
Women
like
are
this.
ruled by
If I
emotion.
see a girl, this is one thing I always say. Yeah, the reason why and it makes sense why women will always be more emotional is because the guy has to move to the female. Do you get what I'm saying? We have to show you why we could be of a certain level to speak to you. So when we move to you over the days, the weeks, the months and stuff like that, we have to basically put it on you. Do you get what I'm saying? So when we're putting it onto you, it's to make you in return like us. So you're going to be more emotional towards us than we are to you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's just how it goes.
I hear you. But I feel like the world's changed now. You've got women sliding into man's DMs. Like
No,
you
but
like
then
the
come on,
world.
let's be real. How consistent is that? That's what I'm saying. Let's be real. How consistent is that? If we're saying
Well,
the world's changing, then that brings my point. Basically, my point is right. That women cheat more than men now.
no, I don't think it's about who cheats more. Like we can't statistically assess who exactly cheats more. And I wouldn't
Women,
Oh.
I
I feel
wouldn't
like
women.
I feel like men just get caught more.
I wouldn't say that women cheat more, yeah. Maybe women do cheat or they cheat emotionally or whatever. But men are out here proudly with their side thing on their arm and doing too
You can't
much
say that though. You can't say
and
that.
lying
You can't say
about
that.
it. And they're not being
I Rhino,
honest.
you actually can't say
Nah,
this.
do you know what? This is interesting,
You know, no,
friends.
Rhino,
It go,
I'm gonna let you land it, but
it
you actually
go,
can't say that, bro.
go on.
I know people with sightings. They're not proud of the sighting they're cheating, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's just a flick. So just because you see certain guys walk around with their side things and they're making it, they might be like next to them and all that type of stuff. It doesn't mean every guy does that. There's certain guys that have sex with girls that they have no emotion, no connection with. They don't even think the girl's good looking. It's just because they could have sex. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay, so
But
what's the
that's where we're
solution?
coming from with the fact that women are more emotional cheaters rather than just to have sex.
Yeah, facts.
But that's what I'm saying. So, but what
Okay.
I just find it interesting. Like Makeda comes on this podcast, yeah, and she says, "Oh, but there's no proof that who does it more." But then the whole stigma of this whole podcast is men do it more. So if there's no proof, why do you guys
Men
assume
have
that men
been
do it
doing it
more?
for much longer.
But where's the proof? Where's the statistics? The statistics. The
Anyway,
statistics.
Everyone knows. Okay, does everyone know in this room?
Everyone
how
knows who.
No, I'm
Like,
saying,
men
Rhino,
cheat cover.
everyone will
You're
know
being a gaslighter now.
a
I
man
rather
that
go to
cheats.
oh,
your
I'm
office
a
and get the stats. I
gaslighter.
rather go to the
Oh
office
my
and get
god.
the stats.
Huh?
Get the stats. If
Let's bring up some stats.
No,
Actually, you
let's
guys
not
carry
bring
on.
up no stats because black people
Also
are
bring us
only there's
some
only 3
statistics.
million black people and there's 67 million white people in the UK, so the statistics are not relevant to us.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's no point of bringing that up.
Wow.
But that's
Oh,
the
so
whole
now
point.
we're.
That's the
Oh,
whole
now
point. There's
it's.
no
Oh, now
statistics.
it's. So it's not just gender. Now it's race. Now.
No, it's race. Okay, so Hispanics are leading the way. I'm just ain't no way we gonna argue with that.
Everyone knows, like, you can name at least 10 people that you've met that are black, that are just, let's not say black, let's just say men that have cheated. I can't name one woman that I know. Maybe one, being me.
Can I say one thing though? Can I say one thing?
I don't know anyone else.
After. Yeah.
I feel like rich.
Oh, you guys talk. I'm looking at some stats.
I got one thing to say. Yeah. The reason why I think men used to cheat more than women back in the day is because of the power that men had over women. But now the time that we live in, like, let's be real, I think women are a bit over men now. You see a lot of women in powerful jobs, a lot of these type of things you guys say. No, I'm being serious. I'm just speaking my point. You guys say this is my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I see obviously a lot of women start to get higher jobs, higher things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a thing. There's certain women that I can speak to right now. It's like there's certain women earning more than me. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of that nowadays. You get what I'm saying? That back in the day, it's what the point I'm trying to make is women don't have to wait for a guy to come and bring something to the table with his money, whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? Nowadays they can make it their self. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of whatever you. Sometimes you might be in a situation as a guy where it's what you could bring to her table. Do you get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of things that have changed these days. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of even like what you said with women DMing men. A lot of these type of things. You get what I'm saying? It's not the same as back in the day where, like, I'm talking about back in the day where you look at women like, okay, you just got to stay at home, cook and clean and stuff like that. That's not a thing right now. That doesn't happen now. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Like, that doesn't happen. There's a lot more equality now. Do you get what I'm saying? For women as well. So that's another reason why I feel like the tables will turn. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of the time.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I agree.
with that.
They were able to at a certain, the masculine energy was masculine. You went to work, you felt an entitlement to be able to do and act however it is you wanted to do and act. Now,
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Rhino coming with the
highlight.
All right.
You're
all right.
with
Cool.
what speaks your narrative right now, Rhino.
All right. Cool. In general, men are more likely than women to cheat. 20% of men and 30% of women reported that they had sex with someone other than their spouse while married, according to data from the recent General Social Society. Yeah, cool. So you guys, from seeing here, the statistics say that
this is America.
Yeah, it's America, but when we talk about stats, when we're talking about men doing more, I never hear the whole but it might be the race and all about this, but now all of a sudden when there's a comparison, but we need to look at gender, we need to look at race, we need to look at where they're from, demographics, all of that. I'm hearing all these, context has been added. Context. There's always context.
You know that in America there's a lot of city girls. Like, come on.
No, you can't say that.
Wow.
You can't say that. America's a very big place.
Wow, Alyssa, are you having that? You guys cheat more. Are you having that in America? You guys cheat more.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here. I was like, we're talking about the hetero
very crazy,
community.
bro.
The LGBT community, somebody would come put my head up. Yo.
Yeah. But an interesting fact here. However, Jade mentioned this was the top one's highlighted. This one's highlighted too. However, as the figure above indicates, as the figure above indicates, this gender gap varies by age. Among ever married adults 18 to 29, women are slightly more likely than men to be guilty of infidelity.
That's because they are settled. 18 to 29.
Crazy. Like,
so
I'm seeing.
You can't trust statistics. They say knife and gun statistics.
We got him.
Got him. Wait.
I'm lost.
No, end the stream. I'm tired. Take me, go home. My internet shall go off.
You can't.
No, it's true though, because the news and society and newspaper articles,
Oh, yeah. Go on.
They're not always accurate.
They're
No,
not
but you see one
accurate.
thing I want to say, yeah,
Ghana.
Mikhaili, yeah, you said one thing about there's a lot of city girls and stuff like that, but you
Mm-hmm.
said men cheat because of rappers, like hearing rappers rap about certain things and stuff like that. But there's a lot of city girls music, a lot of Cardi B's, a lot of Megan Thee Stallion, all of these type of things, like these type of people out there rapping what
No,
they want
I
to rap about,
agree. I
and their
agree with
music probably
that.
popping more than
I
the other rappers that are
agree.
talking about, oh yeah, have 2 girls, 3 girls. Da, 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 da.
I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that, yeah, I don't think whether women and men are cheating, okay, women and men both cheat. I think it's a lot more accepted within the male community. That's it. I can't argue
Yeah,
about who's
more
cheating
tolerated.
more, but I'm saying in the male community, it's normalized. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
And
not, the thing is, how do you know it's normalized if you're not in that community?
no, I don't need to be in
Let
the
her
community.
explain, firms. Let her. She
I
doesn't
have
need to be in a community. Let her explain.
I
Let her
have
Go on,
explain.
go on, go on.
I have males around me. Like I speak to guys. Like I used to be one of those girls that chills with the man. I'm like, and Rhino knows anyway. So I don't even know why.
No,
Like,
she's right. She I can easily agree from people she's been around and whatnot. Like, cool. But then I can say the same thing for myself or for firms. I can name loads of females that are on a mad thing.
That's why
You know?
I said I'm with you on that. I can,
No.
I can
but
stand
is
in
it
the middle
accepted,
and go like
Rhino?
this.
Is
Pardon?
it
Females
accepted?
accept it as well.
Is it
Yep.
accepted, like by
Yes.
the majority of females, that this is okay behavior, or is it a specific set of females?
I
Wow.
feel like women support each other in cheating and doing messed up stuff when they know that their friend has been through like a lot, and they encourage that. They're like, oh well, go be happy, go whatever. You get what I'm
I
saying?
don't agree.
Like,
Hey, Rhino, you know one thing I'll say as well? You see females, yeah? A lot of females, they'll rather back their friend than the guy, bro. So you have to deep that as well. A lot of them, even if they're females, even if their friend's doing the mad thing, do you get what I'm saying? They'll rather back their friend than the male. Do you get what I'm saying?
Are you speaking? Are you speaking from experience, firms? Have you got friends that do that? Yeah, or
Bro, listen,
you're
all
just saying?
Same way McKenna can say she knows the guy can be, you know what I'm saying? Same thing, I've heard it from women as well, you get what I'm saying? So,
Hey, Jade and Jamila, is this true? Don't let them say this.
No, it's not.
I don't know, man. I don't
Yo,
know.
According to
No, but can I say something? You guys are acting like you wouldn't back your guys because, sorry, you guys know what's going on and you still encourage it as well. So don't go on like you lot are innocent and like, yeah, you do the same thing.
Wait,
or like
us?
it's like not even that it's encouraged. You know what? I'm gonna say not even that it's like
I can't see
encouraged,
that.
but like it's not like look, like you guys don't get shit for it. It's more like, oh damn, bro, like I hope you figure your shit out. And then like if your girl does come around, like it's like a bro code. Like y'all know, like not to like y'all not gonna go to shorty and be like, yo, bro, like you could do better. The only time your homeboy tells your girl that she could do better is when he's trying to hit.
A lie.
Exactly.
No, do you know what the friends always try to hit as well? They'll be like, you know who's cheating on you, right? You know,
Yes.
But it's
like,
the same thing for the females.
But he's only
It's the
gonna
same
do
thing for
that
the
after
females.
like bro's messed up or something.
But it's the same thing for the females, though.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
it is not.
Sitting here, yeah. Even watching Rhino smile up, yeah.
One voice.
Females backdoor each other a lot more. Like you know, being like female, like even if a female likes, even if you're in a relationship, whatever, yeah. Rather, you're telling me these situations won't happen, bro. It's like a female's best friend won't be onto you as well and try backdoor her friend. Bro, females are worse, you know. Like guys, don't get me wrong, I might assist my bro with a through ball or something. Do you get what I'm saying? But females will rather stab their friend in the back for a guy, you know.
That's crazy.
It happens way more.
So would you? You lot sleep with each other's baby mum. You lot sleep with each other's baby mum.
You lot talking for me. I don't know these things. I don't know
Low
these things.
vibrational females.
They sleep with each other's baby mum.
I agree with him though.
Can I say something? You man all saying, let me go check on your girl while you're in jail. He's all piping man's baby mum. Listen.
Yeah, but females are trifling. They are trifling, and they will. A guy's loyalty is way different than a woman's loyalty, and I'm gonna keep it a buck.
It's not.
Oh.
It's not. Listen. Let me tell you. Yeah. let me tell you, no friend of anyone that I've dated is loyal to them when they see me. The
Trust me.
loyalty done.
Nah, it does go both ways slow.
The loyalty is done. Listen, they got that look in their eye. They know what time it is. I'm telling you, these are not loyal to their brethren. They'll say that
Man, them
they're
sleep with each
loyal.
What?
other's sisters.
They're not
Hey,
loyal.
Liz, you're telling me I can't lie, yeah. You see, sometimes when the way I have to thank that I'm a male, I have to thank God because the way I see some of these females backdoor each other is
It's crazy.
A little
It's
bit
No,
of
but you need to
money,
scary.
understand.
a little
Sorry,
bit of
guys.
money makes the
You man
difference.
will be there chilling with your brethren, but really and truly, you man have already slept with your friend's little sister,
Oh
slept with
God.
his little
what?
cousin or
Oh
something.
God. Oh God.
Like, you
Oh
don't
God.
know.
Let me ask you. You see that? You see what you just brought up? How common is that?
That
That's
is
common.
common. That is
That's
common.
common
That is
still.
more
I'm
than
not gonna
common.
lie.
Do you know how
Bro, I
much
don't know
man I
what
know that
people
have the
you
same
are
baby
around,
mum?
yeah. I don't know what people you're around. These are the first time I've heard these stories, bro. These are the first time.
There's some
My
treacherous.
brother,
There's
Whoa.
tell
some
me how much
treacherous
boys you
people.
don't know have the same baby mum as their brethren. Like,
But I
how
can say
many
the same
boys do
thing
you
for
know?
I can say it the other way around too. That's what I'm saying.
No, no, no,
Like
no, no, no. I
I
can
can
tell
say it
you,
both
at
ways.
least, my guys, I can tell you 5 boys from the 5 estates that are all friends that have the same baby mums
But I'm not
Whoa.
from an
from the whole
estate. I'm
same
not from a
batch.
state, and I'm not from a state, and all my friends don't have baby mums. I'm not from a state, and all my friends don't have baby
Yeah,
mums. It
I
just
think both
do you get what I'm saying?
genders,
Oh
both
wait.
genders.
Sorry, Jamila. I prefer to say mother of children, please, Jamila, not baby mom.
Sorry, mother of
Children.
children, sorry, that's my correction.
Mother of children is
Hey,
Let's
crazy.
be
everyone's
respectful.
treacherous. Yeah, we just gotta be around high vibrational people and try to be the best versions of ourselves. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
that's what
some
it boils down to. To be honest, we can go back and forth and you know and have a bit of banter with it. It's nice to
But men
smile.
still
But
too more. Let's just get it out.
whoa,
If that
whoa.
helps you not sleep at night,
Yeah, that helps you sleep at night.
if that rocks your boat,
Yeah, it
then you get
That
does.
me.
keeps your weave straight. It's
Yeah.
fine. Like.
yes.
Hey, listen, where I don't know, man. At the end of the day, like Firm said, I feel like we're getting to a generation where a lot of it is kind of, I agree, man. Women were suppressed back in the day. It was the men going out to work and the women staying at home doing doing the house stuff, and then it's like it became a thing where it had to be like that. It's like that's what society kind of implemented into everybody, like, oh, the man has to work and whatever, and then slowly but surely, equality is hopefully getting better and better. I can't say it's perfect because I don't want you guys to attack me, but it's getting better. We've got more voices. We've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got
Right.
we've got more of a voice to kind of try and scream equality. Same way with Black Lives Matter and all of that stuff. We're trying to go in a better place, as much as we're still suppressed by the yeah. But yeah, man, I feel like at the end of the day,
It's all choices.
it's all choices, it's all accountability, it's all subjective, like yeah, it's yeah. I don't want to end on men cheat more. I think it depends who you are, where you're from, context,
Yeah.
How you been raised?
race, how you've been raised and all of that stuff, environment, surroundings, friends, and all of that stuff. So yeah, man. But definitely on the next podcast, I want to talk about double standards. I want to go more into like how work is for a man in opposed to how work is for a woman. I want to talk about the benefits of a man being a man in society, in society, and the benefits of being a woman in society, like who has what privileges and advantages and stuff like that, and talk about just even like more double standards in terms of like is a guy happy with a female that makes more money than him and stuff, those kind of conversations or whatever.
Yes,
So
definitely.
we're hitting the 2-hour mark. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Big up the people in the comments as well. I see some of Alyssa's people them in there, the old people, the old family. Big up the old family. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. It was a very, very interesting conversation, and yeah, let's do better, people, man. Let's talk to our friends and tell them when they're doing wrong.
Right, we can try.
Don't cheat. Don't cheat, man. It's not good, man. Let's be better people. Let's be equal.
Can I just add something?
Yeah, go on, Michaela, go on.
I just wanted to say, like, I think what's very clear is there's becoming, do you know what? With all of this stuff that's going on, there's now becoming a clear gap in who is conscious, who's working on themselves, who's working towards being better, and who's just out here for the streets. And if anything, that's a good thing, because it's going to separate people who are clearly just out here doing whatever and the people who actually want something good and want something pure and want to work on themselves. So if anything, it just makes it clear that it's so plain to see who's really about that treacherous life and who's
that's true.
You're gonna attract like-minded people at the end of the day. So I don't think it's a bad thing for everybody.
Yeah, facts. Like, there is definitely a bigger gap, man, because people are owning stuff more. Like, the people that want to go that way are saying they're going that way, and people that want to go the other way are saying, look, you know what I mean? So no, that's true. And it goes back to the whole accountability. Maybe people are being more accountable and just owning it now, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we just need to know what we're getting into and understanding life, things change, and life's not easy, people, man. Come on, we know this already, man. It's not easy, man. We can sit here and spit all our facts and opinions and whatever, but life's not straightforward, innit? But we do what we can, do what we can still, you feel me? But listen, we're gonna lock it off here. Thank you guys for attending. Let's talk relationships. Next time we're going to be talking about double standards. And then I want to also get into like a bit more about the mental health and relationships as well. I want to talk about domestic abuse as well. And I want to tap into a bit of Makeda's world, man. I want to talk about the effects of meat, the effects of vegan, like how bad is meat? Are the people that eat meat animal haters? Yeah, are we subconsciously hating on animals? Yeah,
I couldn't even hold my breath and for you to finish your sentence or whatever you just did. Like, so I don't hate animals.
You don't hate animals, okay? We'll talk about it. It's going to be a very interesting.
I don't hate animals, but I love Angus.
You don't hate animals, but you love an Angus. That's an Angus steak, sizzling. How do you feel about that, Makeda? Just to wrap up, man. Do you feel like?
I mean, if you love,
because you're going to be the main focal point of this conversation.
If you love your dog, you wouldn't eat your dog at the end of the day. So
I don't know. I never had dogs, so I couldn't tell you. I never had a child, so I couldn't tell you.
You know what the thing is? When we talk about love, when it comes to animals, I feel like that love is very different from every other love that we have. Do you know what I'm saying? When it comes to animals, it's like the goalpost moves, but when it comes to human beings, if you love someone, then you don't do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But yeah, like
I think we can use that analogy in relationships. I think sometimes females seem to move the goalposts a bit more. I agree. So
I mean, did you say females, Rhino?
Yeah. You guys like to make sure that when a woman's doing something, there's context and but she must be this and
okay,
but no one cares about us that we might be traumatized and we might be going through stuff. We might be broken somewhere, and that's why we're doing stuff. Just to
care.
Joking.
Coming back with the gender thing right now.
Hey, but I definitely want to talk about that because I know Makeda can educate us on a lot of stuff, even the difference between being a vegan and a vegetarian. I think Makeda showed me about that as well. So I definitely want to get into that, man. Is there hypocrisy and all of that? I want to talk about definitely the food chain, and then man, it'll be interesting. And any other conversations, man, man, make sure you leave a comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like everyone in the comments, thank you. And every time we go live, tell all your people, look, we're live. And if anyone wants to join, just literally hit me in the DMs, and I want to start doing a show where we have live. When we have enough people watching, I want to have like live and callers that I'll give them, 1 minute or 2 minutes to speak, or talk. If they want to speak against anything that we've said or share their opinion, let's go with it, man. This platform can only get bigger, and we want to put a lot of opinions out there that don't really get heard. And we also want to spread some tea out there. We want to give some gems. We want to drop some gems. We want to give some advice as well. A lot of us are in different industries as well. So we want to talk, people, man. We want to get this thing going. You feel me? So listen, thank you, guys. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Alyssa, Jade, Makeda, Firms, Jamila, CK popped in. Everyone that popped in, the other Jade, everybody. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So until next time, we
like
out.
the video.
Bye.
Hey, I swear firms and rent pattern this.